Hi there and welcome to my next vlog. I do apologise, it has been 3 whole weeks since I've recorded the last video. Life is incredibly chaotic at the moment with a very busy work life and home life. My husband and I are currently house hunting and all of my spare time, and obviously his spare time, has been taken up going around driving for hours and hours, looking at different houses in different locations and different price ranges, and it has taken up way more time than I would have liked to be playing games. So instead of my usual weekly rundown of games that I've been playing, I'm going to be doing 3 weeks worth of games in one video. So just a note, on Tuesday the 17th of September I put up a special video which was a bonus vlog, which was a rundown of the past 6 months since I set up the vixzen.me.uk website, what I've done, what I wanted to achieve, why I've been doing it, things that I've learned basically from doing it. And if you'd like to go and have a watch, that's up now. It's been up, as I say, since the 17th of September. It's a little bit longer than your usual episodes just because there was so much to cram into it, and I really enjoyed actually looking back on the past 6 months and seeing what's been happening and what I've been doing and what I've managed to achieve in quite a short space of time. This video is going to be running down games that I've played from Monday the 16th of September to Sunday the 6th of October. I'll go over the most obvious games to start with. I am still playing through Supergiant's Bastion, which is still going up on YouTube whenever I release a new episode. I don't think I'm too far off finishing it, but honestly I can't really remember how long the game is. I'm still really enjoying going back and playing through it again. I would like to try and finish some achievements, but I don't think I'm anywhere near. There's quite a few achievements where you have to play through certain things, making the game harder, and as someone that's not already not great at the gameplay, I'm probably going to stay clear of that until maybe New Game Plus, which I probably won't record, but I might play through for my own enjoyment. So as well as that, there's been obviously Apex Legends and Overwatch. We haven't actually played that much Overwatch recently, we've been focusing more on Apex Legends. Season 2 was coming to a close and Season 3 has just started, so we were focusing on getting through Battle Pass levels and seeing how far we could get. My husband got to max level at 110 and I came close at, I think I ended up being about 108 towards the end and didn't quite get there before the event finished, but I still managed to get everything else that I wanted other than the big flashy skin at the end, which was, no, it's fine. I would have liked to have got it, but never mind. Better luck on Season 3, I guess, and fingers crossed for getting to the end of the Battle Pass this time around. My husband and I have still been working through Divinity Original Sin 2 Definitive Edition. There haven't been many live episodes going up of that because we haven't played it for a little while, but we are still hoping to get back into it. As I say, we just haven't had the time to sit down for 1 or 2 hours of an evening and really get stuck into a story heavy game, but we will be going back to it, I promise, and they will be going up on YouTube. Nothing flashy, just gameplay, just showing off what the story's about and what the combat's about, and just seeing how the story progresses. And we've probably still got around another 100 hours or so to go in that, so it will be back. I played some more Beat Saber, still trying to keep on top of the fact that I basically sit at a desk all day and then come home and sit at a desk all evening, so I've been playing some more of that. Not as much as I'd like, but still raring to go for some more. I've also started playing through Moss in PSVR, which I know is a very short games, probably about 4 or 5 hours, so I've heard, and I've played the first hour of that. Really enjoying it. It's so adorable. The dioramas of every level look amazing, even though the PSVR is quite limited sometimes in terms of how things look. I do struggle a bit with the camera placement and the controller placement. Even though I think I've got a fairly good setup at home where I'm using it, it loses tracking quite often and the screen swims in and out as I'm playing, which does leave me a little bit dizzy, especially when you're so close to the character in the game. Sometimes the controller doesn't always register when I'm trying to pull things or push things or move the character around, so a little bit frustrating, but I'm just really enjoying how it looks, and the main character, the tiny little mouse, is so beautiful, and I'm really looking forward to getting back in and finishing that off. As I say, quite lucky that it's meant to be quite short, so hopefully I won't feel nauseous while I'm trying to get through it and finish it off. Life is Strange 2 episode 4 came out a short while ago and I hadn't got around to playing it, So over the past 3 weeks I've started it and also finished it off. I enjoyed this episode much more than the third. I can't really say why for those of you who haven't played it. I wouldn't want to spoil it, but the specific circumstance of this episode and what you're doing in this episode just made it far more enjoyable than the third. There was much less whining in it, and it was quite nice to get a bit of a break from that. I found that quite frustrating in episode 3, so I'm really looking forward to how it finishes off. I've really got invested in the story again after this last episode, and I can't wait to see where it goes. So fingers crossed for a release date for episode 5, because I haven't heard when it's out just yet. But I still don't think I've enjoyed it as much as Life is Strange 1, and I wasn't as much of a fan as Before the Storm even than the first game. I do think Life is Strange 2 is better than the short games that they have released, but Life is Strange 1 will always have a special place in my heart, I think. Friday the 4th of October was Special Effects One Special Day, and to celebrate that I played a variety of games throughout the day, which included Sonic Mania, Sonic and All-Stars Racing, Snake Pass, Sunless Seas and 2 Point Hospital. They were a variety of games that developers and publishers have made who actually support Special Effect on this day, and what they do is, on that day in particular, if you buy a copy of their games, or I believe DLC as well, they will actually donate their profits or proceeds directly to Special Effect. It has been years since I played a Sonic game, and I was really looking forward to Sonic Mania. I'd heard lots of good things about it in terms of it being a throwback to the original games, and turns out that after I got through Act 1 I could not get through Act 2. I kept getting to the same point in the level where there were rotating blocks that were underwater and I couldn't get out, and I died over and over and over, and to save people the pain of having to watch me do it again and again, I switched to Sonic and All-Stars Racing, which I loved actually. It's a really fun Mario Kart-esque racing game, and I was just playing it on easy and blasting through some levels, but I like the character variety and the levels seem pretty good, and I might actually go back and play some more just to get some unlocks and see what it's got to offer. Snake Pass is a really challenging game where you control a snake that you have to navigate around levels, and the controls are quite straightforward and it sounds nice and easy. You have one trigger to control the snake's tail that it can coil around things, and then a button to raise the snake's head up so you can get some height and some lift to get to some higher platforms. The movement is very floaty, and trying to coil the snake around things and keep the tail tight enough so he doesn't fall off is incredibly demanding. It's really good fun, and when you get up to a ledge that you've been working to get to for quite some time, it's such a good feeling, but it's really difficult to play and it probably looks infuriating, but when you actually try the controls for yourself, it takes some getting used to, and getting to some of the harder collectibles in the levels where they're really out on a ledge or something that's really difficult to navigate. It's tricky, but I think for any fans of collectathon style games, it's a really nice throwback and a really unique take on a platformer just because of the unusual controls. Sunless Sea is a very story-driven RPG adventure game. You play the captain of a ship who is sailing around London that is now a sunken city, and you have to traverse the world and find out information about different areas, different people living in the world. You can trade back and forth. It's really difficult to keep on top of your crew's needs in terms of food or fuel, when to fight enemies, when not to fight enemies. The traversal is actually quite slow, so it's a very, not tedious isn't the right word really, but it takes some patience really, and I felt like I was doing quite well, and all of a sudden I knew the turning point when it had all gone horribly wrong and I did die. You do carry things over from playthrough to playthrough. You can either carry over, for example, the map or currency that you may have or that type of thing, so you're not starting off at rock bottom every single time. I hope to get back to it. whether I will have that much time to really stick it out and see how far I get, but I would like to go back to it. It seems like a really interesting premise and I did enjoy it. The story seems really interesting and I befriended a rat colony, which is just amazing. 2 Point Hospital I have streamed out before, and it's a spiritual successor to Theme Hospital, which is an old game from my youth, and I love 2 Point Hospital. I love the humour in it and the little animations for the people going in for treatment and diagnosis, that type of thing. If anyone was a fan of Theme Hospital or you like management sim games, I'd definitely check it out. It's really, really good, really addictive, great value for money. I've played it for hours and hours and hours, even without buying the DLC, and highly, highly recommend. Definitely one of my favourite games of recent years. Apex Legends and Overwatch are just about to have their Halloween events come up, so I'll be getting back into those and streaming them out so everyone can see the new skins and the new weapons and whatever they bring to the table in terms of those events. And I will keep posting up on my Facebook page and Instagram so people can see what I'm doing. I don't have as much time as I'd like to be doing these videos, so I'll probably save up another couple of weeks worth and then get a shorter video out there just so I can continue to say hi. And yes, hopefully we will soon have found the house of our dreams. Though honestly at the moment it's looking like it's probably another 6 months away if we're lucky, but fingers crossed we will get one and we'll be settled and I will be back into normal routine in no time, except for the part when we have to box everything up and potentially move and then set up a home office and hope the Wi-Fi works. I'm not going to think about that just yet. I will focus on these videos and playing as many games as I can and coming back to talk about them next time. So thanks very much for watching. Do bear with me over the next few weeks while things are manic for me, and I will be back as soon as I can. So thanks very much and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.